I was in a skiff at a secure location when the second plane hit the World Trade Center, so I wasn't watching or listening to the news. But all of a sudden a message came on my computer screen to shut down all the networks. So we walked out of the skiff, and only then we learned what happened in New York. We heard reports of another plane striking the Pentagon, and we didn't know how many more planes were out there. We spent the rest of the day trying to track down all of our team, and then I drove home. My wife and I spent the next days glued to the news and watching the empty skies. A close friend who was a Navy officer was on leave that week, but showed up in the office the next day in uniform. "We're at war," he told me. Indeed, the world had changed. I spent a decade as an intelligence analyst in the Defense Department and then spent 6 years working for the DCI building the intelligence budget. That gave me a front row seat to how the great cooperation I had with my counterparts across the community working as an analyst broke down when agencies were competing for their budgets. But the aftermath of 9/11 spurred 3 major changes in U.S. intelligence. It broke down the high wall between foreign and domestic intelligence collection and analysis, most notably through the creation of the National Counterterrorism Center, jointly staffed by the CIA and FBI. And it forced agencies' leaders to collaborate more, most prominently by shifting the production of the President's Daily Brief from the CIA to the DNI. And it forced the change from primarily a space-based surveillance architecture that was directed at monitoring Soviet nuclear missiles to an airborne reconnaissance architecture whose primary target was defeating IEDs in Iraq and Afghanistan. Even more importantly, it changed the culture of the intelligence community. Up to that point, agencies were possessive of their data. They guarded it jealously. They want to be the one handing that critical intelligence to the policymaker and claim credit for it in the next year's budget request. But the presumption that vital clues to the 9/11 attackers' plans were lost among this rivalry forced agencies to be more collaborative and to use the power of our network to attack the terrorist network. Even as memories of that day fade, now 20 years later, I would like to believe that this spirit of collaboration continues to inspire the analysts and leaders of the intelligence community.